Hello and welcome to the Daily Dollar. I'm going to go ahead and record this on Audition as well. Welcome to the Daily Dollar. I am Adam Shalafu, joined by the Prophet Hami, and he is on the Hoopstradamus hotline. We're talking NBA picks. We already got a live viewer. Thank you for hopping in with us. Making our daily picks today, and a lot of NBA games, Hami. A lot of NBA games. We should call this the almost daily dollar. We didn't get to do it the last 2 days, but this is a new project, so appreciate your patience, folks, as we work this into our busy schedules. But some good ones last night.
Yeah, I know we take a couple of days off. I was actually working at the election, my local election. Please vote in your local elections, everyone, next time. And it's really, it's a tough thing to do because I'm trying to catch back on some sleep, and you'll never be able to catch it back,
Yeah, sleep is elusive, or can be.
Yeah, it was a bummer. I mean, I was basically working from like 5 to 8, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m.
So that's a long one. That's a good 15-hour
day. It's quite a day, but it worked out fine. There wasn't too many voters. It was okay.
Well, doing your part as a citizen of this great country. Here we go.
Oh, I'm totally a sellout. I only do it for the extra cash. I only do it for that. But I'm totally a sellout when it comes to that. Because when I found out, that the November election, I was like, oh, they're going to pay you double than what you'd usually get. I was like, oh, yeah, of course I'm going to do that.
A true capitalist.
Yeah, I'm trying to, help out this country in the ways that, that they know how to do it themselves.
That help out your wallet, much like many politicians. All right, the Miami Heat. It seems like a revenge game, right? The Heat are 8.5-point favorites over the Los Angeles Lakers, who will have Andre Drummond. Kyle Kuzma is a game-time decision. Anthony Davis and LeBron James, of course, are still out. Not really sure what's going to happen with Taylor Horton Tucker.
It says he's out, right?
It looks like he's going to be out. Yeah. And then the Heat, game-time decision for Tyler Hero. And then Acapella is out. Gabe Vincent is out. Dwayne Dedman is out. But other than that, it's a pretty healthy Heat team. And I kind of think they cover here. The over-under is 204, which makes sense. The Heat do a pretty good job sometimes keeping these teams under 100 points. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to do that to this Lakers team that's going to have a hard time. Like, who is even going to do their scoring? Like, Schroeder and Kuzma?
Yeah, that's their best bet, especially Kuzma.
Yeah, and he's game-time decision, so we'll see. But I definitely like the Heat on this one.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Heat winning this one 104-91.
Okay. I got Heat winning 104-96. So right around that 8-point mark. I'm always hesitant with the spreads. Sometimes they're pretty spot on with those. But I would take Heat on money line. I'd be really, really surprised if the Lakers won this game. And I'll just say that. Moving on, it's the Chicago Bulls, who did a great job against Indiana the other night and are starting to maybe bring it together. Vucevic had his best game as a Bull. Game time decision for Zach LaVine, Larry Markkinen, Kobe White. I think they'll all play, though. Do you?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I could see at least 2 or 3 of those guys playing. 2 out of 3.
Yeah, it seems like Zach's been a game time decision a lot lately, but he winds up playing against a kind of.
This is gonna be a close one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bulls are 3.5-point favorites. The over under is 217. It's in Florida. This is a tricky one. A lot of players out for the Raptors: Rodney Hood, Kyle Lowry, McCaw, Van Vliet, Bembry. So I think it makes sense that the Bulls are the favorite. It's just weird looking at this Raptors team and them not being good, Gary Trent Jr. has been awesome, though.
Yeah, that game winner the other day, right?
Yeah, he's been an awesome fit for them. But I do think the Bulls are the better team here. I understand why they're the favorite. It always is
Yeah,
hard
look at how many guys the Raptors have out. My goodness.
Yeah.
You see the list here?
Yeah, it's massive.
Wow, it is like literally like you can play like that's like 2 rotations there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Bulls winning as well, 113 to 109, so they covered.
Okay, just barely.
Yeah, and over.
I do think the Bulls win. The Bulls usually put up around 114 a game. I think the Raptors do have a pretty good defensive lineup, though, with OG, Pascal, and Chris Boucher. And so they'll slow them down a little bit. I think the Bulls will win, though. I'm going to go 108, 102. So the Bulls, that's 108, 104. Yeah, so
this is a really tough one.
It really is. It's hard to bet against the Raptors because they're one of those teams that can beat anybody. It's just, I mean, they beat the crap out of the Warriors. Granted, they didn't have Draymond or Steph the other week, but that one's it makes me it makes me nervous. I wouldn't call that a lock. I'd call the Miami game a lock. And I do want to make sure we say what games we think are locks for the people watching and listening, because there's some you should just maybe stay away from. This next one's very interesting. The Cleveland Cavaliers 3.5 point favorites over the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Jared Allen, Larry Nance, and Dylan Windler. Yeah, they're all out. Now the Thunder have had a lot of guys out lately. SGA is out. Pokachevsky, Roby, Muscala, and Lou Dort and Darius Baisley are all game time decisions. And so, if it turns out that Lou Dort and Desmond Baisley are playing, I think they got a puncher, or Darius Baisley rather. I think they got a puncher's chance, but I do think that the Cavs are just better.
Yeah, I think the Cavs are. I think the Cavs are going to win this one.
I shouldn't say better, but healthier.
Yeah. I think similar difference to your Bulls Raptors score 109, 103. The Cavs beat the Thunder.
Okay, yeah, the Cavs, one of the lower scoring teams in the NBA. I will go 102 to 97 Cleveland. So I'm taking the under. I feel pretty good about the under on the 218. I don't think either of these teams are going to be able to score too much. But who knows? All it takes is Darius Garland or Colin Sexton to get really hot, and you're hitting the over there. But I do feel good about the Cavs. Moving right along. Dallas Mavericks. This is an interesting situation here. Giannis may not play, and that's probably why the Mavericks are 1.5 point favorites. Maxi Kleber, game time decision. Game time decision for J.J. Redick, Trey Burke, Willie Cauley-Stein. If Giannis plays, it seems like the Bucks are the favorite, no?
Yeah. If Giannis plays, I got the Bucks winning. But if he's not playing, I have the Mavs winning by 8 points.
Okay. Yeah.
123 to 115. And if he is playing, then yeah, I can see the Bucks winning that one. I mean, I don't know how high to go the scores because these both offenses can be really good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 124 to the Bucks winning, 124 to 117 if Giannis is playing.
If Giannis plays, I'm going Bucks 106, Mavs 108. I'm sorry, 116 to 108. Bucks win. If Giannis does not play, then it's going to be a completely different game. I'll go Mavs 114, Bucks 104. The Mavericks have definitely figured it out and starting to look like the team we all expected them to be going into the year, And so
yeah, the Mavericks look a lot better, and they've made some decent moves. I mean, getting JJ Redick is I think it's gonna be nice for them.
Yeah, I hope he plays.
Yeah, and then like the Bucks are in that weird situation where, like I mentioned before, it could be this generation's Dodgers, right, of the 2010s.
Just the super good team that never gets it done.
Yeah, really good every year, but never makes it to the finals.
Ooh, rough.
But then I guess later in the end of the decade, they make the finals twice and they lose.
Also rough.
Yeah, that's even more rough. But the Dodgers, they redeemed it this past season, so despite a COVID positive celebratory on the field.
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that one.
Justin Turner, America's Redhead.
America's Redhead. I thought that was Wendy's. Today's show brought to you by Wendy's.
I think they're siblings. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Dave. He's not your son. The Phoenix Suns visiting the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Clippers, the 6.5-point favorite after Phoenix beat Utah in overtime last night. So maybe they think the legs will be a factor here.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, Phoenix had an overtime game. Yeah, I got the Clippers winning this one, 110 to 107. I think it's going to come down to the last shot. You know, Devin Booker for the tie, and he misses.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I do think that it would be really impressive if the Suns win this game, to win on the second night of a back-to-back. They do play pretty well on the road. They've won 7 in a row. Geez.
I mean, I guess I could see them winning, but you know, they have to pretty much have they need to pretty much have like a perfect game again. You know, I mean, I guess not again, but like, you know, I'm going to be honest. I did miss the fourth quarter and overtime of that game. Damn, falling asleep. But you know, that looked like a pretty solid game, like throughout the whole night.
How dare you fall asleep? Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go out on a limb here and say the Suns win. The Suns win in a real close one. 116-114. I wouldn't call it a lock by any stretch, but I'm going with my gut here. I think Phoenix stays hot. I think the Clippers are a little overrated.
If Phoenix wins and the Jazz lose, wow, you know, that's down to a half game.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really...
So it's 1.5 games now.
Geez, can you imagine if the Suns...
are third.
Wow. That really would shake things up.
You know, 3 games behind the Suns, so
definitely a meaningful game.
Another premier matchup here.
Yeah, that's the game of the night.
Yeah.
The worst game of the night, the Kings hosting the Pistons. Both these teams are awful. I think the Kings are less awful. 114 to 106 Kings.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to go with the same difference. 115 to 107.
Okay. So we both have Sacramento just barely covering the 7.5 points. All right, well, take that in mind, folks. I mean, I agree.
The Pistons played really hard, and you know, it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be very close, and then you know, just take a couple baskets at the end to seal the deal for the Kings.
We got the Utah Jazz hosting the Portland Trailblazers. Nurkic is a game time
amazing
decision.
Game. Another could be a great game.
Utah's a 6-point favorite, which is, dare I say, surprising? I don't know, man. I get it. Utah's been really good all year, but it seems like the Trailblazers have been pretty decent lately. They're healthy. They're 5th in the league in scoring right now. I really like the addition of Norman Powell. Added another really good two-way player there. CJ McCollum's been out most of the year. Basically, what I'm getting at is I think that this Blazers team's a little bit better than their record. I'm going Blazers get the win here. I think Utah might be a little tired from that battle with Phoenix last night, and I'm going Blazers in a real close one. It probably has to be high scoring with 2 high scoring teams like that. The Blazers average, let's see, how many points per game? You want to take a guess?
The Blazers, I'm going to go 115.
Yeah, 115.2. That's fifth in the league.
That's what I have for the winning team. 115 to 111. The Utah Jazz storm back and win.
Wow. So come from behind, win for the Jazz, you're saying? I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just gonna win. Again, one of those games. This might come down to the last shot.
I'm going 118, 117 Blazers.
Dame winner.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe we might see.
Game winner again.
He's
been very clutch this year. He's had at least 3 game winners. I think one of them was free throws, but he's at least had the 8 and 1 against the Pelicans. It's crazy. Coincidentally, I've seen all of his game winners this season. He's had like 3 or 4 of them.
That one against the Bulls was just ridiculous.
That was his best game winner of the season for sure. And I honestly couldn't even be mad. I mean, I was like, wow, that's an amazing shot. He's an amazing player because he scored the last 6 points for them. He basically pulled a Reggie Miller on us.
Yeah, some questionable officiating, but still super clutch play for Dame.
Yeah, that was bullshit with that jump ball call.
It was. Yeah, I think that it's going to be quite interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at another overtime game for Utah, and it's just hard to pull that off. And Utah Jazz are a really good team, but talk about a tough stretch of the schedule, and you're playing Phoenix the night before you play Portland. That's a challenge.
I feel like this probably is their toughest stretch of the schedule. Their schedule hasn't been. Well, I guess their schedule has been kind of. I don't know. I don't know if that's that's been their thing this year. If the schedule has been bad or easy or whatever. But I don't know. It seems like they've had one of the hardest. They've had probably middle of the one of the harder schedules, something like that. But I think that it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a good one. This is also there's 3 contenders for best game. Really. You got the Bucks, Mavs, if Giannis plays, of course. This game, the Blazers and the Jazz, and then the Suns and Clippers. And you also got the Bulls and Raptors in there, and also who could forget Pistons, Kings.
Oh yeah, my lock of the night. If you want to give me a lock of the night too, I'm going. Your lock is the Heat will beat the Lakers.
Yeah, I think I'd go with that. That's a pretty safe bet. That's probably the safest bet of anything.
All the other ones are really they could go either way.
The Pistons could easily win.
Yeah.
In the game of the night.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers could beat the Thunder.
Yeah.
I think that's what we have. The Thunder could beat the Cavaliers.
If Giannis doesn't play, though, I feel pretty confident that the Mavericks would beat the Bucks.
Yeah. If the Greek Freak does not play, that's that should be pretty safe too. But
yeah.
Again, if you have a gambling problem, I don't know. We should probably get that phone number, but just in case.
Add that to the disclaimer.
We don't know anything about what's going to happen tonight. We don't know who's playing. We don't know who's not playing.
We got an idea, but you're gonna have to do your own homework closer to tip off on those game time decision guys. All we do is share our thoughts. Usually we do all right. Sometimes we don't do all right. I said the Raptors were going to win last week, or the Warriors would beat the Raptors, and then it turned out Draymond and Steph didn't play, and the Warriors lost by 50. If I knew that Steph and Draymond weren't going to play, then I wouldn't have said they were going to lose by 50, but maybe 10. Who knows? But that's the point, isn't it, Hami?
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole fun of it when we do this.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.